OKness to me is being somewhat satisfied with who you are, no matter if you meet your own standards or not, and with the mindset that you can work towards being who you want to be, but still be okay with how and who you are right now.
That was just a sample of the wisdom from Nguyen, Hoang, and Histand. They were both finalists in OKU's first OK Challenge back in 2023. We sat down with them to chat about their project submissions and why they decided to take the challenge. Today, we have two guests. Both are members of the Inner Peace Corps, where we find high school students and put them together and help them to be leaders in the community, because the idea is that high school students, with everything that they're facing in the last, well, let's just say forever, because it's never really been easy to be a teenager. I know for me, it was not easy, but the idea is that teenagers do have some special insight into what's going on for young people today. And so why not have young people be the leaders in that regard? So today I have Histand and Nguyen Hoang, and they both submitted projects for via the OK Challenge, and we're going to be doing little excerpts from those projects. Now, if you are a young person experiencing anxiety, or if you're someone who supports young people that are experiencing anxiety, like if you're a school counselor, a parent, maybe you're an older brother, then this might be the show for you, and you might actually find some new tools to help them. So my first question for you all is, what does OKness mean to you?
I just think OKness is being like comfortable with yourself and not being self-conscious or worried, and just being proud to be who you are, and like not being afraid to express yourself in different ways. And I think that's a really important thing to have.
OKness to me is being somewhat satisfied with who you are, no matter if you meet your own standards or not, and with the mindset that you can work towards being who you want to be, but still be okay with how and who you are right now.
Yeah, and I love how both of your ideas connect in a way, because a lot of what I experience as OKness is that each one of us comes into this world with like our own piece of the story of OKness, right? So we have our own lesson to teach just of us and our experience. And by fully embracing who we are, it actually allows other people to fully embrace who they are. And I was curious about what made all of you decide to be a part of the OK Challenge?
Well, one of my friends sent it to me because they thought it would be something I was interested in. And I was looking through the examples of previous projects, and I was like, this is such a great thing. I have to try to do something. So I spent an afternoon just brainstorming ideas for things to do, and then got to work and I submitted something. And yeah, I'm really happy to have been recognized by OKU, and I'm really glad that hopefully this challenge, these resources the challenge is offering are helping young people everywhere.
This challenge, I learned about it because it was sent out through an email from my school. Basically, they sent it out to everyone, and then I remember it was in the middle of class. I was sitting next to Alaska, and Alaska and I, we actually live in the same neighborhood, and we hang out with each other after school all the time. So then we thought, why not we just do this together? And throughout doing this, it was a very nice bonding experience for us.
And so what made you both want to continue that journey and stay on and become Inner Peace Corps members?
I just really love what this organization stands for personally, because I would have loved to have these resources when I was younger. And I was just like, how can I support other people possibly experiencing not feeling OKness? So I just really wanted to join something to help.
I joined this because I really like the community, and obviously what we do is bring positivity into the world and show people diverse ways of how they can feel better and be okay, because not everybody work the same way. And what I learned through doing this project, it really helped me feel better about myself. So maybe other people who are wired the same way as I am can also find out about it.
I love that awareness that we are very much wired differently. So something that works for one person might not work for another person. So that's why I think it's so important that we get a variety of voices involved in this discussion, both young and old and all parts of the world. We all have a different story. So Luke, how to make some peace jewelry. I love what you were saying in the project about just how important it is to find ways to come back to like a state of calm.
I've been noticing, especially in like bigger places with more people, and Portland is one of those cities where it's bustling almost everywhere. So I think it's really important to just be able to have a way to center yourself and be able to come back to yourself and focus only on yourself and not about what's around you. Me, I get really overstimulated really easily. So if I'm like on a really crowded bus, I just want to like pop in my AirPods and cancel the noise out. So I think having something like this could just like, you can hold it, center yourself, find yourself, and then come back when you're ready.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? This is what I think of whenever I'm thinking about like how to sort of stay calm amidst like a storm. I think of the Matrix, and how when Neo is like doing his slow-mo fighting and he's just like watching the bullets kind of whiz by him and it's all in slow motion. That's how I kind of imagine like when you find that state of calmness amidst a storm, things kind of seem like they're kind of going in slow motion. And you can almost sense in a room when something is not quite right. That's about to happen. And it happens in slow motion. And because you have like now this awareness of your own self and your own sort of center, you can kind of see it coming your way. And you're just like, oh, that's happening. And then you can just kind of move out of the way, kind of like dodging a bullet.
Yeah. And I think when you're in that place, like, especially if you're stressed out by a lot of problems, like you just feel overwhelmed, you can just think about it more rationally and give yourself time to think about things, not from a panicked point of view, but from a logical point of view. And I think that's super important, like with even just for trivial things like doing homework, like you can just think about it. What do I need to get done? What can I do?
I hear you.
Mine is pretty rudimentary because I didn't have much time, but I chose this origami paper that I really loved and I cut it into a heart because I just think heart is very important. Like it's part of you, represents you. And then I wrote calm on it. It's kind of like meditation for me. Just like finding a way to relax yourself is so important and so like essential for someone. Being at peace, finding yourself and calm is just a really great thing to be able to do. And it's like a reminder to take a break and put yourself at ease if you need.
All right, well, my peace jewelry is I made a ring with this salmon color. And inside I wrote the words aspire. And I chose this word because I'm a really big dreamer and I have a lot of big dreams. And I think to dare to dream is the first step in achieving your goal. Alaska also gave me like a little heart necklace that had the word aspire on it. And every time I look at it, I just think back, oh, this is what I want to do. What type of goals do I want to achieve? And that I shouldn't be scared to take risks and go after them.
So good to develop these tools and skills early so that you can kind of like have like something to build upon as you get older. And also like dreams as well. It's like you have these dreams and they build on top of each other as well. Like you could have one dream that takes you to one place and then all of a sudden that shoots you up in another direction that you never even thought of. And just constantly staying open to that authentic expression, where that authentic expression takes you, whether it's like what you're feeling or whether it's the dreams that you're having, that actually takes you somewhere, it's moving you somewhere. And that's a really awesome journey to be on. What do you think you all learned from this Peace Jewel project?
It's like a very simple way to just express yourself. And it's just like a piece of paper, but I actually have like a jar of hearts that I write things in. I plot them in there. And it's just a way to keep a sense of yourself somewhere, like especially when you're writing it down. And it's like different than just saying out loud to people or texting people or talking to people. It's just something that you can keep for yourself.
I really love how it's a way to just validate your emotions and just like accept yourself for who you are. Because I just think doing that is a beautiful thing. And like emotions, like no matter which ones, deserve to be validated and understood. So if you can do that, then it's a really great thing, and this could help some people.
Well, now we're going to go to the future when this was a very fun project when I learned a lot about myself, writing to myself in the future. You designed this project with Alaska.
Yes.
What made you all decide that it was important to connect with your future self?
I started writing these future letters to myself since 6th grade because it was health class and it was like mental health awareness month or something like that. And my teacher was like, I want you guys to write yourself a letter to freshman you. And then everybody just like wrote something quick. But then when I started writing it, I thought it was a silly idea. But once I started writing about it, I thought about how cool it would be if like when I received my own letter from like little me. So I think it's just a cool way to connect with yourself. And also specifically, I use it to give myself a sense of hope, as in if I'm in a bad spot. And time always passes by, things will happen. So I like to ask myself, hey, like, are things resolved yet at that time? It's like a sense of hope and that you can hold on to. And then once the time passes and then you read what you wrote in the past and you're like, oh yeah, it's all over. Everything's okay now. And this is what happened.
Love that. Any volunteers in reading first their letter to themselves, to their future self?
I can go.
Sure. Go for it.
Okay, from October 23rd, 2023 to future me, September 25th, 2024. Future Nguyen. So, how's Sunset? Sunset is my high school right now. Did you make any lasting memories? Most importantly, was it worth it? Well, how does it feel right now? Just the start of early college high school. I wonder what classes you're taking. Whatever happens, remember to follow your heart. Don't forget what makes you happy and take risks. I hope summer work was just as fun as last year. Also, how did the reffing go? Anyways, like always, I hope you surround yourself with those who make you happy. Enjoy your junior year. Love, Nguyen.
And lovely. So what made you choose that date for the future?
I believe that date is around the start of the early college high school year because that is like what I plan to take next year. So I'll be entering like a whole new environment. So it's kind of nervous.
I have no doubt that you'll still be taking risks because you're talking to me and that's pretty risky. I'm going to say that's awesome. Would you like to go, Luke?
Oh, yeah, totally. Okay. So, dear Luke Histand of October 23rd, 2024, from Luke Histand of October 23rd, 2023. Hello, I hope you're doing well, me. I've jotted down a few thoughts from the past for you to see how things are going right now. I've just finished my first quarter of my sophomore year, and I've been swamped with homework as of late. Future self, have I gotten better at avoiding procrastination, or do I still wait until the very last possible second to do everything? I hope I remember how great my friends are and how thankful I am to have people like them in my life. I don't ever want to forget the great experiences I'm so lucky to be able to experience, so I hope you still have some recollection of these memories. I just wanted to check in and see how you're doing, because I know I'm super stressed right now, mostly because of school. And I wanted to know, is it any different in junior year, or is it the same? And just hope you're doing well. From Luke Histand of 2023. I already wrote that at the beginning. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like it kind of goes back to what Wynn was saying about just like that message of hope of like, is this going to get better?
Yeah.
But like, I think just like the act of just even asking that question kind of moves it in the direction of change. Because I think things naturally move in the direction that we prefer, if we're paying attention and not just sort of being zombies in our life. No judgment. Zombies can be cool. So I guess that means I have to share. I actually put mine in a little envelope, so it's already ready to go. And it says open on October 23rd, 2024. So this will be the only time that I read it until then. So you're in for a treat, as am I. All right. From Amand, October 23rd, 2023, to Amand, October 23rd, 2024. Hiya, future Amand. You might open this letter and feel cringy about it. You've done that many times in the past, cringed at moments and younger versions of yourself from the past. But I'm here to tell you not to do that anymore, or maybe not as much. The past is smiling at you. Will you smile back at me? Just remember, it was only one night ago that you were on stage performing improv theater for a room full of strangers, and it wasn't because you wanted the attention. You did it because you wanted to find the joy in what you do. I hope you're finding joy in whatever you're doing now. Smile. Your friend, Amand. So that I really appreciate the opportunity to have written that, because I don't think I would have been given a chance to like recognize like how much I cringe at older versions of myself, as opposed to embracing like the journey. And that's just sort of where I was at the time. And also recognizing that I think at times we can focus way too much on some of the bad stuff that has happened in the past. And that can sort of make it cloudy to see some of the good things that happen. And I think a project like this can really help young people see that, hey, there's actually good stuff also happening. There's not just the terrible, stressful stuff. And so that's what I learned from this.
I related to that a lot, especially with, have you ever like looked through old text messages like from a few years ago and you're like, I said that, I genuinely said that, and then cringe, obviously. But then I've been thinking about that a lot more lately, and it just occurs to me that like you wouldn't be who you are today without that past you, and that like kind of what you were saying, the journey to being who you are today is like not all bad and not all good, but we do tend to focus on the bad parts, and we don't appreciate how great we were at that time. So I think we should do that more.
Yeah. I think this project also gives, if you send it far enough into the future, then future you will get like a good laugh. Because I remember the other day I was cleaning my room and I went through like my old diaries from like 3rd grade or like even younger than that, like in kindergarten. And then I read the stuff that I wrote, and it was just really cringy, but also like really funny. And it just made me laugh a lot.
Yeah. What a good way of recognizing or just remembering not to take oneself too seriously. You know, I remember when I was in grade school, I was a very serious student, wanted to try to get everything right in class. And at some point, one of the students looked over at me and he said something like, you have to learn to laugh at yourself, Amand. If you can't laugh at yourself, what's the point? And I always remembered that. And I try to remember it, although I forget it. But I think a project like this really helps you just sort of like put that in perspective and maybe just remember to laugh at yourself occasionally. It's all a divine comedy anyway. Do you think young people in particular have a lot of anxiety about what's going to happen in the future?
Yeah. Especially for me, it's just like colleges, future, just like careers, futures in general, social media, not great. But I see a lot of people like I had a 10.5. This is a gross exaggeration, but like 10.5 GPA. I cured world hunger, and then they don't get into a good school, and it's this petty thing that I've been thinking about, and it's just like stressful for me to think about like all these things that I should be doing, but I'm not. And I think I should get better at not doing that and just like be happy with myself and focus on doing things that make me happy right now and maybe focus on the big stuff later. And I know it is important to focus on the big stuff, but just give yourself more lenience, especially when it's so far away.
For me, I've always thought about the future. I'm like a really introspective person. So I always like to think about things, and sometimes that would put me down like in rabbit holes that can turn like really negative quickly. And of course, like colleges and career paths. And basically, we're like at an age where we have to figure out kind of what we want to do so we can prepare for it. For me, I've always been that one kid that tries to like max out everything so then I can have like a good resume and all of that. But then you end up getting like burnt out. And I start wondering like, what should I do? And I should be spending my time doing something that makes me happy rather than something I'm doing just so like it would look good.
Yeah, I feel that so much.
Yeah.
We're going to part ways with this episode, but we're going to do it in a little different way in honor of one of the projects. I thought maybe it would be fun if maybe we imagined the younger version of ourselves in the past and we just sent them a nice message as a goodbye to a younger version of ourselves that might have been experiencing anxiety. I'm sure that message would probably hit somebody else out there in the present that might need to hear it.
I would say it's short, but I would just say don't change. If I was like face to face with my younger self, I would say don't change, because who I am today, I'm content with who I am. And I think if my younger self kept trying to be someone else, then I wouldn't be who I was today. And that would be an unfortunate thing, because I'm very happy with myself. So, yeah.
I'd probably say make memories, bathe in moments. Don't just always focus on your studies. Make sure you take care of your mental health, because that matters a lot, even if you try to neglect it. And if you keep saying you're okay when you're not, and you keep doing a ton of like work that doesn't make you happy, just do things that make you happy and make memories that will last forever.
I think I would say to my younger self and to anybody that's out there who might be experiencing something similar, that if you are having fears that are loud and distracting and preventing you from being happy or doing what you really want to do, just know that eventually those loud, growling, fearful sounds kind of just become little puppy barks at some point. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed these projects, please visit our website at OKU.org to try them out yourself.
If you're a high school student, you'll also find information on how to submit your own project for the 2025 OK Challenge. All submissions are due by March 31st.